Alright, typical corner here. They try to repair it, but didn't quite get it right. So we're going to replace this board. Get all the substructure replaced. We'll be using cedar. Match in a little bit better. Substructure is pretty good on this one here. This corner we actually actually had a root growing right through. Chopped it off there. It's actually, fortunately, everything's still solid. We'll put wood hardener on this and repair that. And everything looks good inside here. Right above we have some miscellaneous holes that we'll mortar in. These devices here on the driveway side are no longer in use, so they could be removed. We'll remove those. You see we're starting to restore the basement windows. I'll scrape down and get ready to go. We're going to prime and paint those. A little repair, miscellaneous repair on the sills. This one actually is really chewed up good. We're going to replace, actually add a little strip of wood around there. This particular sill we didn't notice before is really really rotted. But we're gonna do this repair last on this one because it's a little bit more involved. Out here by the front door we have a little bit more of a problem. The sill and the structure underneath is a little bit more rotted out, so we're gonna take this all back a little bit farther and open it up some more and get some wood, some proper wood, some pressure treated under there. Corner here by the porch, I think there might be a little bit more of an issue up on the roof, which we're going to have the roofer check out. See these cracks running down the corner here, and the reason for that cracking actually is there was a lot of rot on the substructure behind the stucco on this side. So we're going to actually add some, you can see up in there. We're going to add some wood up inside there and stop it in its tracks. Well, we will need to tend to these cracks. We're trying to do some samples of some mortar samples, some sealant to get that sealed up. We didn't notice before, we just noticed this sill is actually pretty rotted here, so we're going to completely replace this sill out front. This is what the windows looked like before. Somebody had added caulking and try to seal them when they actually weren't closed all the way, so working at taking all that off. I think something might need to be done about this here. This is the vent for the new system, and you can see it's already causing a lot of moisture on the sill right here, which runs up the side. And I don't know, we'll have to investigate that a little bit further, what makes sense with that outtake. Here out the back deck, all the little spots like this we really want to tend to, and you know, some of them might be done in the springtime with better weather, but just little things like this should just lead to bigger problems. Right now they're pretty simple to take care of. Here on the back deck there's a hatch for the bulkhead, and notice those miscellaneous rotted boards here, which we'll replace. Here on the back side of the greenhouse we have two basement windows, one here, one over here. Highly recommend taking this plant out here. It's just not a good spot, and you can see it caused a lot of issues with the sill. The sill of this window is completely gone, and also the water table and the structure underneath at this point. A little bit to do with the end of the gutter here, possibly. We're going to take a look at that also. But again, we'd really like to take these two plants out, just this lower one here, the lower one on that side, to really get at those windows and let those dry out. You can see this sill is rotted out on this one also. And then up here, I didn't notice before, but this water table is actually applied to the greenhouse, and the entire piece is coming loose, and we have to remove that fasten it properly. All in all, things are in good condition, and just a lot of these small miscellaneous items like this gap under the window and the water tables that we're repairing will be very good for the home. Here's the kitchen addition that we're proposing to add skylights, and the latest thought I had was to put 3 skylights in, which would match these windows here. Also, it's really difficult to see these skylights from out here, so there is an option of using the standard aluminum skylights versus the copper, but that would be for discussion. Here I am on the back deck, and you can see the roof is a little bit more visible from this side. So like I said, the skylights could either be all copper, which all the flashing will be either way, or they could be a cladded metal, aluminum, which would match this color here, which blends in pretty well with the copper. The reason I'm showing this side, because there is an option of adding skylights to this side of the roof also. Okay, here in the kitchen we have it all protected, and this is the area where the skylights would go. So that's where the original one bubble skylight was, and you could see if you put 3 skylights in that they would line up, and they're pretty much the same size as these. So 3 skylights above as an option, or there could be 2 skylights separated out, one on either side lining up with this window and this window. And if you wanted to make the room symmetrical, I think I would tend to put some skylights on this side also. So the options are, we stick with the original plan, 2 skylights in here, or you put 3 skylights in there. And there's another option, you could add another 3 to this side, balancing the room, which you can see it's just, you get some really nice light on that side. Or you could go with 4 skylights and separate them out in the middle, separated by, you know, space about the size of that window there. Camera's not quite wide enough to get everything, but once these beams are gone, it's going to open it right up. This window has your typical sill detail, sill and an apron, and this unit over here they picture framed and brought the trim all the way around, creating a little heavier bottom. I suggest we add the traditional sill and apron on this. It will look a lot nicer and lighter. There's time to think about it, but when all said and done, I highly suggest that the door, the window, the trim in this room to be painted a white tone or a lighter color, and I think it will look a lot nicer in this area. When the trim's lighter, your eye tends to just go outside versus being distracted by the trim somewhat, which is, you know, it's fine in the other parts of the home, but in the kitchen area here, I think you just want to lighten it up a little bit. You can see in these rooms we have everything protected. All the floors are covered for the perimeter for working on the restoration of the windows.